It is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! As we get to continue on with round 2 of this YCS lockdown series with Crusadia versus Mekk Knight. Mekk Knight getting the opportunity to go first. They're going to start off with Mekk Knight Orcust Girsu, the new card from the Eternity Code set, using its effect to send one World Legacy card from the deck to the graveyard. If they have the other counterpart with this strategy, they can go full combo, which will be deadly for any deck that it goes against. Sending World Legacy Hand to the graveyard, I forget this card's name, they'll follow up with the effect of Mekk Knight Orcust Girsu to special summon 2 tokens on both players' side of the field. In this particular deck, it almost doesn't matter if you go full combo or not. Using the token for the summon of a link summon, Mekk Knights can take full advantage of your opponent having monsters. Since there are 2 columns occupied, Mekk Knight Red Moon will be special summoned, and both monsters will be used into Mekk Knight Morningstar. Morningstar discarding a Mekk Knight Avern from the hand to the graveyard, you're going to add and activate a World Legacy Memory. Special summoning to their side of the field a Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall. Nightfall will get a Blue Sky, and congratulations, Blue Sky will get advantage because the opponent does control a card in the column that it's being summoned, so they'll be able to add Indigo Eclipse from their deck to their hand. The Mekk Knight strategy is amazing post-Eternity Code. It's gotten that ever-needed consistency inside of the strategy with the new Mekk Orcust Girsu, and has quite the few new plays than what you guys have seen in round 1. It'll be satisfying to see how Crusadia can respond with a board like this if they can break this board. Crusadia starting off their turn with, whoa! It looks like they're going to go straight to business as Thunder King the Lightning Strike Kaiju is going to be summoned, getting rid of the Mekk Knight Morningstar. They'll also be able to follow with the normal summon of Crusadia Maximus, using it for a link summon into Crusadia Magius. Now it's really important that the strategy decided to put the Mekk Knight, or the Kaiju, into the other occupying monster zone, because if that face down card is a World Legacy secret, it won't be able to put a Mekk Knight monster in the same column as Magius, meaning that their monster effects can just go straight through. Crusadia Draco to a Magius is going to trigger both of those monsters' effects. Draco is going to add that Maximus back from the graveyard to the hand, and Maximus is going to go ahead, or Magius is going to fetch a Crusadia Leonis. So while the Crusadia and the Mekk Knight strategy are tied to one another, these two decks are similar but different. Crusadia is a strategy that is built more towards making very strong monsters to go for game, where the Mekk Knight strategy is built on controlling the board. As you can see, Crusadia Leonis is going to special summon to a Regilex, allowing to add a Crusadia spell card, this time around being Crusadia Revival, and that card is immediately going to be activated, giving all Crusadia Link monsters 500 attack, and allowing one Crusadia Link monster to attack all of the opponent's monsters. Both the Leonis and the Regilex being used immediately for a link summon into Crusadia Equimax, and this could be game right here, as Crusadia does have the Maximus. They'll choose to spell summon it to their side of the field, using Maximus to give Equimax double damage, but it looks like Mekk Knight is going to respond with the effect of World Legacy Secret. Secret special summoning a Mekk Knight monster to where the Crusadia Maximus is pointing to, or in the same column that it occupies. You'll be able to negate Maximus' effect, preventing that double damage from getting through. But most players don't tend to read cards, and this time around Crusadia is definitely reading its strategy. They're going to respond with Crusadia Equimax's effect, tributing the Maximus to negate the effect of World Legacy Secret, meaning that not only will a monster not be summoned, the Crusadia monsters are no longer affected by World Legacy Secrets, negating them through the effects of World Legacy, or through the Mekk Knight monsters occupying the same column. Reinforcement of the army is going to follow up, as Crusadia's original combo seems to be stymied. They'll use that to get a Crusadia Arborea to their hand. Special summon Arborea using both the token that was given to them and the Arborea for the summon of Crystron Hulk. Hulk will allow them to special summon one tuner monster level 3 or lower from their deck to the side of the field. Their monster of choice is going to be Red Rose Dragon. Now, Red Rose Dragon is a unique card. Players don't think that it's really good, but as you guys can see, Crusadia is going to make use of it, using the Hulk for a link summon into Link Cross. Link Cross to be able to special summon multiple tokens to the side of the field. And those just all seem to line up, as both the tokens and Red Rose would equal a level 5 Synchro monsters. They're going to be used for the Synchro summon of Garden Rose Maiden. Triggering the effect of Red Rose and Guard Rose Maiden, Black Guardian can be added from the deck to the hand, as well as a Rose Dragon monster special summon from the deck to the side of the field, and Crusadia is going to take full advantage of both of those, getting max extenders in White Rose Dragon to the side of the field, as well as a Garden Rose Maiden. That's going to pump the Echo Max to a considerable amount of attack. Revival is going to increase the Echo Max attack and allow to attack all monsters, attacking into the blue sky, the Orcust Girsu, and the Kaiju. That is going to be enough for game. Crusadia being able to secure game 1. Mekk Knight is going to go ahead and start off with game 2, normal summoning the Mekk Knight Orcust Girsu to their side of the field, using its effect to send a World Legacy card from the deck to the graveyard. Now, the Mekk Knight strategy is really powerful, and I think that this game 2 is going to be indicative on how powerful it can be. Using the effect is going to special summon both tokens to eat both players' side of the field, one to the opponent and one to theirs, and then they're going to use that token for the Link summon into a Link Kribo. Since there are 2 cards to occupy a column, Blue Sky will special summon to the side of the field, and then use its effect to be able to search a Mekk Knight monster in Purple Nightfall from the deck to the hand. This Crusadia strategy is really tricky, or the Mekk Knight strategy is really tricky, as now this deck has the opportunity to show you guys a full combo, and it is outrageous. Using both of those monsters for a Lib World Keyblade Master, they're going to set a World Legacy Succession face down to their side of the field. Since there is a World Legacy monster in the graveyard, they can go ahead and special summon that monster, but not before they special summon that Purple Nightfall that was searched, using the effect of Purple Nightfall to add Indigo Eclipse. So in this particular sequence, Mekk Knight wants to get its mini monsters from the, or mini Mekk Knight monsters to the graveyard. They're going to need exactly 8 to be able to pull off this combo, and it's not necessarily that hard. As the next follow-up play, they'll be able to use their World Legacy Succession to be able to special summon the monster known as World Legacy World Armor to their side of the field. World Armor will trigger to add a World Legacy card from the deck to the hand. Now, the card in question is going to be added. It's going to be a World Legacy Key, and Key can be activated to add that Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall back to the hand. That's going to be really important, as again, you want those Mekk Knight monsters into the graveyard, not in the banish pile. Following up, it looks like Mekk Knight is going to further the strategy by using the Lib for Link Summon to be able to special summon a Link Cross to their side of the field. An interesting thing that they did not do is use the effect of Lib to get rid of the token, but one can assume that that's just so they won't have to deal with an infinite impermanence. Link Kribo being special summoned to the side of the field, and it looks like the strategy is extending even further, as Link Cross and Link Kribo and an extra token have now inhibited themselves on Mekk Knight's side of the field. They're looking for a way to get those Mekk Knight monsters in the graveyard, and they just might find it. Mekk Orcust Girsu and Link Cross being used for Mekk Knight Morningstar. Morningstar finding that Purple Nightfall into the graveyard. That is another Mekk Knight monster to get closer to what their goal is. Using that, they're going to get World Legacy Scars from the deck to the hand. They're going to need about 2 to 3 more Mekk Knight monsters, using Indigo Eclipse and Mekk Knight Morningstar for a Link Summon right into Mekk Knight Spectrum Supreme to send the World Legacy World Key to the graveyard. They're going to get that blast. They need 1 more Mekk Knight monster. They're going to get another one in Mekk Knight Avram with a different name. And here is actually where we have a little bit of a misplay, ladies and gentlemen. Link Kribo and Spectrum Supreme cannot be used for a Link Summon into Avramax because Link Kribo was actually sent to the graveyard first. But this actually can be fixed. If the Link Kribo was used for the Link Summon of the Mekk Knight Morningstar, then it's all gravy. And on top of that, the Avramax can be on the field for World Legacy Scars effect to resolve, banishing 8 monsters, Mekk Knight monsters from the field or graveyard to send Crusadia's entire hand and extra deck to the graveyard. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? With 2 cards, Mekk Knight was able to disrupt the entire Crusadia strategy. Now, for you guys are wondering, this is the YCS Lockdown Tournament Round 2, ladies and gentlemen. Decks that you guys have picked to go against each other. So, in essence, you guys have brought this upon yourselves. Hopefully, I hope you guys are enjoying the bracket. If you guys want to see Round 1, I'll link everything down below in the comment section or in the description. Crusadia, back to the game. Crusadia is going to set a monster in defense. They don't have really any resources. The Blackluster Soldier of Chaos is on the side of the field. It does gain that additional ability, and Mekk Knight just isn't done. They use 2 cards for that combo, meaning that they have quite a few cards left. Normal summoning Mekk Knight Avram to their side of the field. Crusadia is going to try to find a way to end this game right here and right now. Trying to figure out what exactly can they do. Attacking over the opponent's monsters isn't necessarily a bad thing. Mekk Knight has 1 card left, or 1 card every time they draw, and as long as Mekk Knight can put a stop to that 1 card, then they're going to be in a really good position. It looks like they're going to use the token, their last token, and the Avram, since the token was on the field for another turn. It can be used for a link into Mekk Knight Morningstar, discarding another Mekk Orcust Girsu to the graveyard to be able to add a World Legacy Memory. Now, World Legacy Memory will special summon a purple Nightfall to the side of the field, and now Nightfall can use its effect, banishing itself to add a Mekk Knight Blue Sky from the deck to the hand. This deck is ready for action. Blue Sky can be special summoned to wonder the deck still resides and be able to search another card from the deck to the hand. So here comes that Mekk Knight Blue Sky, and of course they're going to be able to search another Mekk Knight, this time around maybe a Red Moon or an Indigo Eclipse. It's going to be interesting to see how can Mekk Knight go for deadly. I mean, do they even really need to go for deadly? All they have to do is continuously push for damage, and I don't think that there's much that the Crusadia strategy can do except for hope to draw a one card out, because that's the best they're going to get. Black Luster Soldier can attack twice, or it can banish a card, and even better, it can actually just gain more attack. So it can become 4,500, 6,000, 7,000. It can become an extremely powerful card. Attacking into the token, they'll use the effect of BLS to banish a Crusadia Regulex and inflict 4,200 damage to the opponent. It looks like Crusadia is just going to scoop. Going into game 3, Crusadia looks like they're going to be ready to be able to pop off their combo, and if they can, they'll have a huge advantage. Normal summoning Crusadia Maximus to the side of the field, immediately using it for a link into the Crusadia Magius. Now, if a monster is special summoned under Magius, which it seems like it's going to be, reinforcement of the army to add a Crusadia Arborea, meaning that they'll have the Artifact Scythe combo, being able to prevent the opponent from special summoning Arborea under to the Magius, and it's going to be met by a Cyframe Gear Gamma. Whoa! It looks like Cyframe Gear Gamma is going to stop the effect of Crusadia Magius, and not only do that, it's going to destroy the Crusadia Magius, leaving Crusadia in a really, really tough spot. Now, this is not going to be great for Crusadia, but they have actually quite a few comeback options. If they have a Rokket launch in their hand or any other additional extender, they'll be perfectly fine. They can definitely still survive off of this, having their Crusadia Magius negated, but it's going to be a long battle, and it's all dependent on what Crusadia has. While we're here, I just also want to give a mad shout out to our sponsors at Imperium Duelist. You guys liking the new mat? This is what we are using for the rest of round 2. It is a mat brought to you guys by Imperium Duelist. If you guys are looking to buy stuff from Imperium Duelist, use the code TheCaliEffect 10 off to receive 10% off your entire purchase. Also, if you guys are buying cards on TCGPLAYER, then use the link in the description. It hooks up the TheCaliEffect, and if you guys can't support via Patreon or whatever, it really helps. It goes a long way. Crusadia is going to set a card face down, and it looks like that just might be the end of their turn, as both Cyframe Gear Gamma and the driver seem to be, or they're going to be banished as a result. And now it's going to be back to Mekk Knight to try to come back in this game. Will Crusadia be able to get another card to be able to take advantage of? What exactly do they have in their hand? Does Mekk Knight have full combo again? It looks like we're going to find out very soon. Both of these decks having the ability to OTK so fast, it's probably the shortest game we've ever had in any history of our live games. I'm pretty excited to be able to reveal the winner very soon. As it looks, Mekk Orcust Girsu is going to be summoned to the side of the field, but it's going to be met with a Forbidden Chalice. No being able to send a World Legacy card from the deck to the graveyard, and no being able to get a token. The effect of Mekk Orcust Girsu is going to be negated following with a card face down. There is an occupied zone, so Mekk Knight Yellow Star is going to be summoned. Both of those monsters being used for a link summon right into Mekk Knight of the Morningstar. Morningstar discarding an Avram to be able to find a World Legacy Memory, and Memory being able to special summon a Mekk Knight Indigo Eclipse. Indigo Eclipse now banishing itself to add a Mekk Knight monster from the deck to the hand. A card of choice is going to be Mekk Knight of the Blue Sky. Blue Sky now finding itself right under where Arborea was. Arborea will be a catalyst for the Mekk Knight strategy, as they'll be able to add a a Mekk Knight Indigo Eclipse Shifty Boy from their deck to their hand. Now, if they have another face down card, they can set and summon under the Morningstar, but it looks like they might not have that, using World Legacy World Key to add back that Mekk Knight Indigo Eclipse. And they just might be able to break the Crusadia or inflict a good amount of damage to Crusadias and put them in a really bad spot. They actually do have the card face down, so it looks like Mekk Knight Indigo Eclipse is going to find itself, and they're going to attack for 4,400 damage after destroying the Arborea. Now, does Crusadia has what it takes to be able to come back into this game? It's going to be really interesting to see what they have. It's 4,400 damage. It's going to put them into the danger zone. If they don't do anything right now, they just might lose the game. But on the flip side, they can actually have a combo to be able to come back into this game. Really exciting. I hope you guys are at the edge of your seat right now as Crusadia is looking to stay inside of this tournament. What do they have? They're going to normal summon a Crusadia Reclusia to their side of the field. And the next thing they're going to do is offer their handshake. It seems really unfortunate for Crusadia fans to not be able to advance to the semifinals, but I know you Crusadia fans are excited about how the strategy has evolved over time. It's a very powerful deck. Mekk Knights just so happen to have the better time around this time. As always, we are still going to continue this YCS lockdown tournament, so let me know what you guys thought about the game. What do you guys think about the future games, and what matchup you are excited for the most? Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TCGPLAYER. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, and if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. We have these deck profiles readily available. I hope you guys are staying safe in the time of need and having a great day like I am.